called Lions and Packers and Bears. Oh my. Lewis, we start with Detroit. Are the Lions going to make the playoffs? Yes or no?
Yes, I think they will. Look, I mean, it's not an easy sleep for them at the Rams versus the Steelers. They go to Minnie, then they finish with Chicago. I think obviously that game against Chicago is going to be huge, Week 18. But I love this football team. I love the grit that it has. I love the way Jahmyr Gibbs is playing. I love the fight that Amon-Ra St. Brown has. The thing that worries me is, do they have enough bodies in the secondary?
That's right.
Can they continue to kind of roll guys out there and play at a high level? That's the only thing that worries me, but I think this team will still make it.
Kmart, you are next. Do you trust Jordan Love to lead these Packers to
go.
Super Bowl?
Greeny, I do. When we were talking about this morning at 6 o'clock, I was a little tired, and I kind of gave yeah, I do. But now I'm awake. I've had my matcha, and yes, I do. You know why? Because Hembo gave me this stat. Since Week 18, no quarterback has a higher QBR than Jordan Love. I think this kid, even though he makes mistakes that make you scratch your head a little bit, he's got all the tools.
He's limited those.
And then let's talk about
he's limited.
one more quarterback in that division. Jeffrey, Caleb Williams has had a completion percentage under 60% for 6 straight weeks. How would you describe your level of concern about that?
Slightly concerned. Listen, this is a work in progress with Ben Johnson. I love what Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson have done to this point, like the growth, the maturation, development, all those things. There are some passes where it's in the intermediate area or even short that he's not as accurate as I would like to see. However, I think with more time with Ben Johnson, that will absolve itself. This guy he is on the right trajectory, and as a team, the Bears are as well.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Lewis, I've been waiting all week to get you here, so take you behind the scenes a little bit. Lewis and I do the draft together every year with Booger and Mel, and I love talking about quarterbacks. We've analyzed so many quarterbacks over the years. And when I watch Caleb Williams play, and then I listen to the conversations that I hear around him, I feel like everyone else is watching something other than what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching a superstar being born right before my eyes.
Yeah.
The little things that I see as the flaws strike me as exactly that.
Yeah.
The little things you should be able to correct. And he does. Everyone's always looking for the quarterback. Ooh, who's got the Mahomesian traits? We take a quarterback in the draft because he can roll to his left and throw it down the field to his right 50 yards. This guy actually has it.
Absolutely.
This guy actually does all the stuff. And he's got the right coach. I feel like we are watching a burgeoning superstar in Chicago, and people are worried about completion percentage.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Look, and I think a lot of times, the story, we talked about this already, the story with quarterbacks a lot of times gets hijacked because of people's personal feelings for a guy, okay? But if you really want to look at the data, just think about Josh Allen's first 2 years in the NFL. 52% completion percentage, and guess what his second year was? 58%. What's Caleb Williams at right now? Just a tad below 58%? Yeah. There you have it. Look, and he is in the first year in a new offense. Yeah. Now, there's no question he has to clean this kind of stuff up. These are his first 2 throws of the game against the Green Bay Packers, okay, just this past week. That's the kind of thing that you cannot have. You cannot be airmailing the ball down the middle of the field like this, okay? And so, but when he starts to get dialed in and starts to throw the football on time and in rhythm, this is the kind of thing that you start to see. Now, this isn't necessarily in rhythm. This is creativity outside the pocket. But look at this throw. Look at this throw. And there are some on time and in rhythm type of throws as well. Look at this touchdown throw. He fit that in about a 6-inch by 6-inch box where only you could throw it in order to give your receiver a chance. And not every play is feast or famine with him. It isn't interception, wild overthrow, or dramatic play. He can play in structure. He's in his second year. Let's just chill.
With not even his second year. Last year should count as a negative.
Right.
It's not even he's in his first year.
Right. Let's talk about the completion percentage just for a second, because as a guy who took 60-plus sacks last year and is at 28 this year, there are times when the throwaway, y'all, which is an incompletion, is the right play.
No doubt.
And he makes those, and he's making those. That's going to limit your completion percentage. Don't look at everything just in stats.
Amen.
Right.
Get in here, Peter.
They were the first seed in the NFC going into last weekend. They're the 7th seed now. And if we're talking Detroit, we got to say, well, someone's out. So this is going to be really a test of not only Caleb Williams, but where this team was at. People were like, they haven't played anybody. Go win in Lambeau. Well, they didn't.
Right.
What's interesting, though, is he did make big plays. I know we're going to focus on the interception of Nixon, but you showed 2 that were great. This Duvernay pass here.
It's ridiculous.
This is on 3rd and long with the game on the line and potentially an NFC North title. Look at this, along the sidelines. He finds the guys when it matters. He's been playing really well in clutch moments throughout the season. I guess we're all saying the same thing here. Far better than what the numbers might tell you.
So here's when preseason, we had this question here, like, what's the ceiling for Caleb Williams? What are realistic expectations? 4,000 yards and all this stuff. And at the time I said, he's got to play competent, competitive football in December. That's what you want to see because of what we saw last year. He's in a new system. And the fact that they went into last week as the number 1 seed, everybody's like, oh, well, he can't blow it now. This is a team that's got the defense, that's got the weapons. Caleb Williams can't be the reason that they don't get in the playoffs, win the division, go on a run. And it's almost like, whoa, everybody calm down for a second. This kid, this is what you wanted to see. Him running a new offense with Ben Johnson, building him from the ground up again. And now people are criticizing that it doesn't look exactly perfect when he is in year 1 of this.
And that Packers game is as explosive as Ben Johnson's run game has been. The Packers did a really good job. They got him to 10 yards below. There was no explosive runs, right? They did a really good job. Caleb Williams took them to the last play of the game to win or tie. They could have gone for 2. However,
would have gone for 2.
But as a team, if you're the Chicago Bears and all the Chicago fans, if you'd have said, first week of December, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go play in Green Bay and take it to the last play, and we're a touch off, everybody's signing up for it. Don't back out now. There's like push the gas pedal.
There's always a sliding scale that is used when you're talking about the evaluation of quarterbacks, and a lot of it has to do with people's personal feelings about a certain player. And look, Caleb came into the league as someone who had a lot of fanfare around him. Was he going to be the guy who was the NIL kid who had everything done his way out at USC? Was he going to be able to buy into new coaching? Well, remember, year 1 is basically a throwaway year for him. He wasn't being coached the way he needed to, and we talked about that extensively.
It's a disaster.
He's starting over right now. He's at just under 58% completion percentage, and they're in the hunt for the division. I think you take that all day long. We have got to chill with this quarterback evaluation discussion sometime.
All right, on we go on Get Up this for the hour. Let's turn the page on this Wednesday. Week 15 has a lot of really good matchups. So let's do a Week 15 watch. Peter, huge AFC East match.
Patriot land, baby.
This is a shirt and T-shirt game for the Patriots in Foxborough. But I'll tell you this: with this game, and they can find a way to win the division, I think we might be looking at Josh Allen. Josh Allen, MVP at NFL honors.
Vrabel ain't telling them about T-shirts, and he's telling them they're underdogs. That's what Vrabel's doing right now.
They are underdogs.
Underdogs and no T-shirts.
Lewis, what do you make of this? The Bills, remember, this game was played in Buffalo by whatever it was 6 weeks ago. That was when we first started taking New England seriously. What do you expect Sunday?
Look, I love the Patriots. I think they have an advantage simply because of the fact that I believe that Mike Vrabel is one of the very best coaches, should be coach of the year. I think Josh McDaniels and his connection with Drake May has been fantastic, and I think special teams in New England in a tightly contested game like this could be the difference. That could be the ultimate deciding factor.
You're talking real.
All right,
hey, you know what? I mean, I'm trying.
Only the 3 8.
Yeah, I know.
Kmart,
Yes.
Kmart, what are you watching for in Kansas City this week? Chargers, Chiefs.
Greeny, I'm watching this Kansas City defense. Can they get after Justin Herbert like the Eagles did? What was he sacked 7 times, fumbled twice, has that fracture in his hand? I want to see if the Chiefs are able to get him off his spot because the Eagles did do well there.
Jeff, I mean, we basically have ruled the Chiefs out. Now they're at home. Everyone's looking at Patrick Mahomes. What are you thinking?
No, this is a massive game.